Hello, everybody. Will and JT are back together again with a very fun-filled episode, and this actually may be my favorite episode because it's the first with a guest. We have the uber-talented Mason Mecartea. You might know him as Dan Shelter from Stranger Things or Cole from the Terrifier 3.
What goes through your brain when he's close enough to you? You feel his breath.
More importantly, he really loves his passion projects on his YouTube. He writes, directs, and produces his own videos, and they're fantastic. And I'm so excited for this episode because he was an awesome and very down-to-earth person. JT, what do you got to say about Mason Mecartea?
Super great human. Love the guy to death. As his future best friend, probably in my future.
I mean, future best friend. You want another best friend?
Wait, another best friend. So
just kidding. No, we're not. All right, you ready? What are you doing?
I'm just getting adjusted. Right. That's all I'm doing. I'm excited.
Guys, welcome back to Deadbeats. I'm Will.
I'm JT.
And we have a very special guest with us, and his name is Mason Mecartea. Welcome, Mason.
Hello. How's it going, you guys?
So awesome to have you on. I know this has been like the past couple of weeks. Also, thank you for following us. Like, that's wild. That's awesome. Appreciate it.
You guys are hilarious and awesome, and your takes are really good.
Dude,
so I love it.
Love that. Awesome. So, yeah, man, here we are. We're going to, and there's JT. Get off.
But just a little bit of attention.
All right. So, dude, I want to kind of just dive into this, right? I was on your YouTube page. I'm curious as to, you have a video that you made years ago called, it was the toys that came alive.
Yeah.
What was the inspiration for that?
Oh man, that was you know what? I've had a little, I've been trying to figure out like what should stay, because digital footprint is real, but like I was just, not that there's anything to be ashamed of or embarrassed of, but I'm just like, oh, that's old, that's what,
sure.
What should, whatever. But that was like the first time I ever was on camera, and it was with my dad, and we made it because he loves movies, and so he wanted to shoot something with me so that we can edit, and he kind of showed me everything about, pretty much like cliff notes of the filmmaking process there. And so it's kind of remained like a really important little video to me, just because it's just like that really shook me into loving movies, and so the inspiration, I don't even know. All of those were my real toys. I think my dad probably had the thought of like, one could say those are like weird, freaky toys to be playing with. You know what I mean? But it was Godzilla. But anyways, I think we really just like, there was no plan. We just went and made it. It's really ambiguous. I don't even know what the movie means at the end. But anyways, the funny thing about that though is that like years later, I really start producing a lot of like narrative content, short films and music videos. And so I started just like a self-made production company, LLC, called The Day. And it was just like, it was the day I fell in love with movies. It was the day the toys came to life. It was just, and it kind of means nothing to a lot of people, but it's just like, nah, I know what it means.
That's so dope, man. And I was so impressed with like the production as well. Obviously you said your dad was kind of into it, right? And was kind of put sound effects in it. There was another one, War in the Woods.
Oh God.
So impressive though.
No, speaking of dad though, the lasting impressions,
Oh, you watched that?
Twice.
It
got me, man. Like seriously, like real talk. I don't know. It's cool. Did you watch it?
I didn't watch it yet. No.
Yeah.
Wow.
One of my favorite scenes though is he's in the doorway. I don't want to spoil it, but it's been out for a little bit now, right? But you can see like over Mason's shoulder, it's like the mirror. You can kind of tell like the mirror is fading in. You can see the doorway, and nobody's there. It's crazy. Yeah, it gave me the chills. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, that is great. Yeah, man. My dad is been a movie lover and just a massive influence on like my taste in movies, but also like he always just kind of had a camera around, so he wanted to make movies with me. So like, but that was the other thing, is that like I think as I got a little older, I was like, oh wait, it's not that common that your dad is that talented. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause looking back, I'm like, we weren't working with anything, but he had an eye and he knew what looked good and he knew the tricks to like make things look good. So like I think like War in the Woods, it's like that's not like your average like we just went in the backyard and shot a war movie. It's like it looks really good.
And that's what and hopefully you don't take this wrong. That's what I kind of expected. It was like War in the Woods. I was like, oh, this is gonna be like a cool like kind of kid shot like movie. And no, it like the sound effects, right? Like the visual effects, like the lighting, the camera. I was like, who did this? This is fantastic.
So funny. It's really all thanks to my dad and like and lasting impression. I mean, like that was another one. I mean, in a lot of these, they were just me and him. That's it. We would switch who was manning camera and yeah, I'm really proud of that one. I haven't really talked about that one with a lot of people. That one kind of slipped under everyone's radar. That
I don't see how, man.
But what was that?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to read you. I don't see how, because that's awesome. Like I said, I watched it back to back. It was amazing.
That is so cool to hear. I can't wait to tell him after this. That's really cool.
Yeah, oh, I love it. Dude, it's so cool to see like the love for it from like your dad, right? Just kind of spilling over to you, and then you're taking it and running with it. So does he still have, I guess like I don't want to say like a hand in it. Stop. Does he still have like I don't know, is he still like what's the word I'm looking for?
No,
Involved, I guess, right? Is he helping you like with movies, or is he going to premieres with you? Like, you know, how's that still? Yeah. How's that relationship between film going with you guys still?
It's going really good, man. I think I've included him as much as I've been able to, just depending on the project that I'm working on at times. But the latest thing that we just did. He's really found that he loves directing. Like he's a great shooter. He's a great writer, but he loves just directing. So the last thing that we did is I wrote him a short and I acted in it for him. And we shot it in July and then things just got really busy, but it's picture locked and I'm scoring it right now, which is kind of fun. But yeah, man, I mean like any chance we can get, he's game. I've put him in way too many music videos. Like
I love
that. And then he's also like my one-man band when we're having to crew something and it's like no one else is available. So yeah, he's still on fire for it, man. And we try to see as many movies as we can. And yeah, I love it. I'm excited for him. I hope that we can get on like a micro feature at some point. Just like
dude, that's got to be a dream, right?
Oh yeah, it would be a blast. Yeah.
And being this young in your career and having this much exposure, what's your favorite part so far? Has it been the acting, the producing, the writing, the music?
Yeah, it's dude, I mean, I love acting so much. Like I think that would be the thing that I would hope just keeps going, you know, like I think I feel so satisfied whenever I get to walk away from a project or like walk away from a scene and I did all this prep and I got to do it, you know, like it feels so good. But at the same time, I also have really fallen in love with producing. So I love directing. I really do. I can't pick one, guys. I really can't, dude. It's but I will say, I mean, like, producing is really fun because I like assembling people and I like assembling gear, and I've kind of, you know, accumulated a lot of gear over the years just from like did a music video, kind of put the money into this, and so I love if I believe in an idea or a project or a short film for a friend or somebody I just met, then it's like, what can I bring to the table for you, and then help out. So I really love producing too.
So sick. Yeah. That's so sick. Dude, I guess my question with that. So there's got to be pressure on both ends, right? If you're acting, right, you're under somebody else's production and somebody else's direction. But then when you're directing, they're kind of like you're kind of controlling them in a sense. Where's there more pressure though? Do you not want to let yourself down as far as your vision, or are you afraid to let like the other director down?
Oh, that's a great question. I think I've definitely thrown myself in a couple times acting and directing from the same project, and so there's an accountability you need to have with at least somebody on the other side of the camera. So I found it wasn't too late, but one of them I really went for it, and then I was like, I should have checked in with somebody. You know what I mean? Like, because that self-awareness is really hard. It's like if you're directing and acting, it's like you're never 100% in one avenue. It's like you're 60% here, and then you're 40% still thinking about how much time do we have? Oh my God. Or like, what lens are we doing next? You know what I mean? Or stuff like that. But I found that talking to one of my good friends, Guido Del Rosso, who's shot several short films with me. He was such a good accountability guy, because all of the prep we would do ahead of time, I would look at him and then he would kind of be like, I think you might want to do that one more time. Or like, here's what you were missing there that you told me earlier. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, you're right. But man, I still get nervous that I'm walking into, a director's film, and I want to more than make myself stand out or anything. I want to make the director feel like this is what I was looking for. You know what I mean? Absolutely. And if it wasn't what he was looking for, I hope that he loves it, or he or she, and so, yeah, I still get nervous about that, because I don't want to be the weird cog in the machine that's kind of like, I got you. Yeah. What the heck is that? So I'm okay to beat my own self up if I messed up directing myself, but walking into a director's vision, I think that's when everything in me is just like, all right, it's like there's no messing around here now, but
dude, I don't think you'd ever have anything to worry about as far as being like the cog in any machine or any directors. See, I think that any director would be lucky to have you on their set. Mm-hmm. You're so gifted. Yeah. Just watching it from years ago and to how you progressed, I'm floored by your talent. It's awesome.
Wow, man, that really means a lot. Thank you.
Especially finding your YouTube, the shorts after watching Smashing Pumpkins and just going back to your catalog. It's impressive. This inspired us. This caused us to have off-camera conversations like, how should we produce this or shoot this or communicate our vision across as this podcast? So it's been really good.
Man, thank you guys. No, it's really cool. That is really cool.
I have such like a newfound respect for editing and producing and directing, because even these videos, right? We just shoot a podcast. We recorded on this on Riverside, and then I edit it later. I try to find clips. I try to just make it different or make it look good. Yeah, and get away from me. I try to I'm learning it all from the beginning. We started this in June, and I knew nothing. And I'm just.
No idea it was this early. Are you serious?
Yeah, only a couple months. Yeah, appreciate it. We've grown.
I still don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, same.
I don't know, man. But wait, no, I'm a similar way. I think I didn't know that I would enjoy editing until I sat down and was like, oh, it's like a puzzle. It's like you just kind of gotta go in and attack it and build the picture. But
absolutely.
Yeah, I didn't know you guys started in June. That's insane. Y'all have been doing great. I mean,
appreciate it, man. I appreciate it so much. We're like rolling with the punches and just kind of seeing where things go. But I've never, when we talked about it, actually, I don't know if you ever read the books by David Sodergren. He writes horror novels.
I don't think so.
He's in Ireland. He's based out of Ireland. He has like 10 books, all self-published. He's an incredible author. We read a book, not even together. I read one of his. It was called Maggie's Grave, and I told him about it. He's like, I just finished reading it. And we were texting back and forth just about it. And I guess our banter, JT's wife was like, you guys should start a podcast.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
We're like, fuck yeah, let's run it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. But you're right, man. Like even like creating stuff and editing things. I run like all the editing and the creating. I get his ideas and we just kind of put it out on video and paper. I get so giddy. Like when something is put, is all falling into play.
Yeah,
the music, the editing, the scenes, the sound bits. I'm like, oh heck yeah! Like I'm so excited about
working.
It. Yes. Yeah, exactly.
He gets giddy too.
So, very giddy. So speaking of like get off of
Quit saying that. Stop it.
Speaking of self published things and self created things, we watched Smashing Pumpkins. We thought it was perfect, especially I think we saw it not too long after we watched Terrifier.
Really?
Halloween, Halloween, and it came out in 2023, correct?
Yeah, last year.
Okay, awesome. Dude, loved it. I watched it 3 times. The first time I was a little I was like, where's this going? I was kind of confused. But, dude, watching it like the second and third time, I found a lot of things in there that I didn't see the first couple of times I saw it.
Whoa.
The what was it? It was the El Camino, correct? The car?
Uh-huh.
I saw it in like 1 or 2 scenes prior to the restaurant scene. And I loved how like you kind of like threw that in there a little bit. It was so cool.
Dude,
and
that's awesome.
And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of got scared at one point when
the drop down.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it lifted up.
Oh, lift it up. Yeah.
Oh, when he lifts up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I was in my living room with all the lights shut off, and I was watching it, and like the character was looking at the door. It was shortstop looking at the door, and his head was down. And then when it just popped up, I'm not even kidding. I jumped a little bit. Yeah.
You're talking the silent, like the mask coming up.
Yes.
Bro, wait,
Dude,
that's
that was
awesome.
It was so sick.
Dude, oh man, that really means so much to hear. Dude, I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud of that film. That was, and so I met Hunter Romanios, who plays shortstop. We co-wrote that, and then we co-directed that, and co-produced. Like, it was like a shared like child with the two of us, and we met. He's an actor, and he's on Stranger Things. He's one of the basketball players.
Yep.
Season 4, and we didn't meet on set, funny enough, but then we met on a movie that's shot in Atlanta, and then we just really made fast friends. And he's probably one of the like most knowledge like horror movie like connoisseurs I've ever met, next to you, of course. And so I was learning so much from him, but there was so much that we could talk about, and we loved John Carpenter movies. And as actors, we were so frustrated that we weren't in stuff like that. We were like, what the hell? We were like, we need to, like, why aren't we reading for this stuff? Or like, or even like the Fear Street movies. It was like, why can't we just be in the vibe and the atmosphere of that? And so I had this idea, and it was like these kids pulling a prank, and it's like a weird poster, and then, just the culmination of all that guilt and all that is a monster thing at the end. And then Hunter came in and just fleshed it out, and he brought this great Clockwork Orange vibe to like kids,
Yep.
And dude, we went and shot it in 2 days.
That was 2 days?
Yeah. 2 days, and nobody got paid. It was all like
passion project.
Dude, it was like we were I don't think I've ever sweated more for a project. We stayed up way too late in the diner. Like, it went so late. I think everybody was a little defeated when we finished filming. We were a little bit like, I don't know how that's going to come out. You know what I mean?
Really? Okay.
We just had so many obstacles. But, man, Hunter and I really locked in. And I had he lives in Orlando, so I had the main editing station here. And I tried so many things. And then, dude, I just think for what it came out to be, it kind of blew our minds of just like, wait, this thing works. You know what I mean? It was like, forget what we wrote in the script, but this works, and so it's very confirming to hear that, man. So thank you I'm glad you guys enjoyed that. I'm very proud of it because like I said, it was, that's like my dream movie. Like we got to go tap into our dream movie a little bit, like Halloween, John Carpenter vibes a little bit, and so.
Did you do the music for that?
I did.
I could. Did John Carpenter's music inspire you? Because I could get that during when I was watching it.
Yeah. I was listening a lot to his like anthology albums. I don't know if you guys have checked in on that. Like he got his demos there, and then of course like Christine.
Yes.
Everybody
calm down. Hates Christine.
You hate Christine. You hate Christine. Oh, Stephen King. You don't like Stephen King.
Oh, yes. We'll cut that in post.
No, that's stated. Oh god,
that is hilarious.
No, I love that you put that together, man. Oh my gosh, we had a whole conversation about that yesterday on our Instagram live, and we went through almost every single movie. 77 movies.
There's
That's Stephen
77
King.
books. You can't. Not
Books,
every one of them
yeah.
is gonna be bangers. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna have some duds. And
I've got a running bit with a close friend of mine, filmmaker buddy, and we just make fun of the idea of Stephen King coked out talking to his publicist, his publisher.
yes.
You won't even believe what happens on page 985 of It. Give that a read. You're just I'm just like, that guy must have been a psycho, but all respect to Stephen King. He's a legend. But anyways,
You are amazing.
his books just go a little off the rails, man, but I am really enamored with Stephen King, but his books go off the rails.
I love how crazy it is. He hates.
Me too.
It goes nuts, man. That's almost okay.
What do you think? So, speaking of that, what do you think about the idea that, so in It, Pennywise obviously is a spider, right, from space, and then his nemesis is a turtle from space. He hates that idea.
Yeah.
What do you think?
And that's in the book, not in the movie.
Oh, in the book, right.
Right. I was just talking about this with a buddy 2 nights ago, actually, which is funny.
Wow.
But, here's the thing. I would jump on a Stephen King project
I would think so.
before they even asked. I would be there, but I can't lie. I'm confused. I'm confused by that. Why? I don't know. I don't know what that means. You know?
Nobody does, and I think that's the beauty of it. Nobody has any idea. It's just the mystique of why it's a turtle from outer space.
Maybe that is. But also, I haven't read the book. So
You're not missing anything. I'm saving you time.
You might want to skip the middle of it.
So you have read the book? Is that right?
Okay.
I read it too.
Look, respect for your opinion, because you went in, you read it, now you educated yourself, and now you're like, nah, I'm good.
He is okay.
There's a wild scene in it that I would.
We don't need you anymore. No.
Yeah, that was his show.
Oh my god.
So I do want to kind of get back to Smashing Pumpkins, and we kind of did speak on your inspirations for it. I saw Halloween in there. I saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre in there. I saw a little bit, and maybe I'm wrong, like Phantom of the Opera a little bit.
Ooh.
The very end is like an organ playing, and it's just one note the entire time, and it's just like a mysterious. I was so enamored with the character of that killer, the grave, the entire time because of that music, and then he just drives off.
I need
El
more.
Camino, I wanted more, dude.
And man, dude, I thank you. No, I love that you. You know what's kind of fun is when you have no deadline,
right,
and you try everything. I was telling Hunter recently. I was like, there was so much that wasn't working with Smashing Pumpkins, and we tried to make work.
Yeah,
that this truly was the best version of it, because I felt like Doctor Strange. I tried every other. I cut scenes. I moved things.
Sure.
And it just for what it is, it was the best it could ever get.
I love that. I got Warrior vibes in there, like dude.
Oh, I love that, man. But we kept experimenting. We kept trying things, and I rewatched The Lost Boys, and in Cry Little Sister, it's a part where I changed the key, but I literally copied the
I told you.
And that's
He said that yesterday.
That's exactly what it is.
Heck yeah.
So I just went and rewrote it because I was like, we need like a punch to the car there. That's like, this is real. You know, this is not in his head like everyone's saying it is. It's like
all real.
Car, it's real. There it is. You know, but man, yeah, it's like the ending makes you wonder, is he going to go drive off and kill Danny? Is he going to go, what's good? And dude, you know, Hunter and I have a feature for this, you know, and I think we have it very ready to go. I think it's just, it's one of those things. It's like, do we have the time to commit to be like, all in producer mode of like, all right, who do we talk to? How do we get some funding? How do we get all this stuff? But we'd love to make it. We want to make it. So
awesome.
We'll support it. We love it.
Yeah.
We're fans.
Definitely support it, man. Dude, like everything, the lighting I think was fantastic. The cinematography in it, I love like the time of day that was happening. I was I was all in. As soon as I started watching it the first time and then went in second and third time, I loved it, dude.
Dude, that is so cool, man. I mean, like, there were so many, I don't want to say a lot of happy accidents. Like, we thought one time of the day would be the right time of the day to be in the town, but it turned out to be the busiest with the cars. So, like, you know, I mean, there's so many things. It's just like Evil Dead-isms where it's like you couldn't fix it, so you just embrace it. It's indie filmmaking. So there's a lot of noise pollution in this thing. But, dude, I mean, shout out to Sean Hagwell. He's a good friend of mine. Him and his wife were like our only crew. And and I had worked several music videos for Sean, and he was just like, "What do you want to shoot, man?" And he kind of
Is that how Sean sounds?
yeah, dude, I'm dying because wait, no, it wasn't. It was the last day of shooting. We set up the final shot with the car peeling out, and dude, I mean, like, that could have gone wrong so badly. You know, like the guy that owned that car was like a really just old kind of country dude, and he was like, "Yeah, I can do a peel out." And we didn't
No fucking word,
dude. We didn't even test it, and that guy gets in, and we're a little like, "Oh, okay." I think we did it once, and it was like, okay, but it didn't. It wasn't the idea. It didn't get to the camera. We didn't feel it leaving shot. Like, just kind of went, and so we're like, okay, we'll do it again. But then I saw Sean move the whole Dana rail in closer to where the car would be going, and I was like, and then he was like, "All right, let's do it again." And I was like, "Holy shit!" Oh my god! And then, dude, I kid you not, that guy didn't move an inch, and that car went straight in front of the camera, like in the shot that's in the movie. But how freaking close that got to him was so scary. But that guy did not even move. He's like,
I love it. Just committing to it, dude.
I was like, Sean, you almost just died for that shot, man. And I was like,
this is gonna be where
I'll die for this movie.
He's an absolute legend. So oh my god, yeah, I'm very happy. I'm very happy and thankful that him and his wife came and did that. And they're incredible. Their stuff's amazing too. So but anyways, he almost died for that.
I love that.
Now, we just want to let our audience know like a lot about you because you're super talented and all your talents got you to this movie that I'm pretty sure everybody knows.
Yeah, absolutely.
And of course, what you're starting the TV show Stranger Things. So you're just, dude. The more we research you and look into you and watch your stuff, man, it's inspired us a lot. It really has. Like we're not joking when we say that.
Yeah. And dude, I was surprised and also like super hyped. I let him know. It was the night after we saw the movie, and we kept on talking about your role the entire time.
Really?
We're speaking Terrifier 3. I wrote you, right? And just a quick message like, hey man, like awesome job on the movie. Like congratulations. If you ever want to get on, let us know. And you were a little busy, and I get it. A couple days later, you messaged me, and I was like, dude, never guess who just messaged me. And he was floored.
Yes.
So
that's amazing.
Absolutely.
But your character in that movie, like the way you played it, it's like you wasn't acting. You was just yourself. You know what I mean? It was just how I would see myself in the movie. It's just you're in this situation that's out of this world, and you're just you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's really cool. That's really cool to hear. I walked. You know, I didn't. I was very familiar with Terrifier, of course, but I had not seen them, and my perception of the films was only Twitter. So I was a little bit like, do I want to be part of this?
What in the world is this?
I know. I was like, this looks a lot, and I like the Saw movies, like, and I was even like, I don't know if this is a good idea, but anyways, what was it? I of course looked into all the material, and I'm in no place to be picky as an actor. So I had Hunter over, and we just sent an unhinged, just kind of, sent, it was just a ball of energy, and it was a lot of me. I wasn't trying to like act too much. I was just trying to be really present, and that never changed. And I think I auditioned 3 times, and then there were 2 Zooms. And it just never changed. I never tried to approach it a different way. And then it came down to filming, and this is funny. I actually had met the dude that was the runner-up next to me.
Oh, really?
And I mean, like that's the industry, man. It's like I've been that guy so many times, but I saw his look and I was like, that's a good looking guy. I was like, that's like the frattiest good looking guy.
You're the broest of bros.
Yeah, and I was like, I think Damien, it was confirming on a level because I was like, whatever weird stuff I was throwing at Damien, I think he actually wanted that rather than a by the books
Jock.
Guy, Jock.
Yeah,
I, of course, like, you know, and his script was so good. I think it was all there in the script, but I think it was fun to play with that line of like still incorporating that, like, I would believe this dude's in a frat or like he has some fun, but at the end of the day, he is just a big brother. It's Jonathan, you know, and
you played that so well. And that's like when obviously when you first showed up on screen, I was like, and hopefully no disrespect, I was like, cool, another frat guy.
This is gonna be a dick. You know what I mean? Awesome. That's what I thought. This character's gonna be an asshole to the
Yeah, but you immediately you showed that big brother relationship with Jonathan, and him and I talked about it again after the movie, and we loved how like sweet you were. You had an innocence and a coolness to you as well, right? Because Mia she was the podcast. She's us, right? We're Mia. We're the podcast people. Like, hey, can you come on the show?
That's hilarious.
You had like that frat guy in you for sure. You could tell it was there, but you couldn't help but have like your heart in every scenario and every scene. Dude, I thought it was fucking awesome.
We needed your character in that movie because you obviously that movie is chaotic. Every other scene. So when it comes back to you, or those little small scenes of just calmness are great.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool to hear. That, I mean, in doing the prep beforehand, I didn't go back and watch the movies. I wanted, like, in the best way like, my hope was that this sounds really weird. It sounds very contradicting to the movie, but hear me out. My hope with the prep was that I would come across like I'm in a different movie until I meet Art the Clown.
Oh, yeah, because Cole didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, my perception of the Miles County Clown and the massacre is not the same as Jonathan and Sienna's or even Mia's, and so I wanted to belong there, but also show that like life is different for people that don't have to deal with that trauma.
Absolutely.
And so I wanted that to feel that way, where I was either some levity whenever the movies cut to me, or it either levity or it just kind of felt like this is different, you know, at least until you meet Art the Clown, and then it's like you are actually face to face with what all of those stories were about, you know. And so I'm really glad to hear that, guys, that you enjoyed that.
Of course, man.
I walked off set and I was like, I don't know what that was. That was pretty unhinged. I was just kind of like, I would say something and I would just respond.
Dude, it was great though. My question for you with that: did Damien Leone have a whole lot of direction for you on how to play the character, or was there a lot of freedom there for you?
There was a lot of like unspoken like freedom there for sure. I think I wish my memory was better to like remember like precise. There were definitely moments, like I remember the phone call to Jonathan and he doesn't answer and I leave him a voicemail. I remember talking to Damien about that because I think that was really solidifying where Cole's, heart was with considering Jonathan. So it was like, am I a little somber? Am I kind of acting like that was no big deal as well? Or is it in the middle? Is it like, I have a hard time being completely open to a guy or, Jonathan, like maybe a big brother would, but you let that show just a little bit that you're like, I hope he's okay. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
I remember talking to Damien about that. So dude, he, like I said, his script brought about every great idea, I really think. And so it's hard to take credit for a lot of things. And also he was just very confirming and at the same time, let you go loose and try things, especially when we were blocking, you know what I mean? And where he would put me, I all of a sudden would get ideas where it was like, as Mia's talking, I'm like, she's psycho.
Yeah.
I get that a lot.
Yeah.
He just let us play, and I feel like that's why a lot of it was just it. I don't know. I watched it back and I'm just like, oh man, I was just playing, man. That was
fun. And that's what it's all about. It seems like that's what Damien, like he wants you guys to do, wants his actors to do, is just go out there, listen to his direction, right? But also have fun.
Yes. Absolutely. No, he let us go loose. Go for it,
Heck yeah.
How was the death scene?
Oh, we're getting there already?
We don't have to get there.
Yeah. No, but
I really want to know.
Yes, it was amazing. I mean, I knew it. I mean, I knew it was coming. I didn't know. A lot of the people on set and crew didn't get a full script, so they were trying to get their pages like a day or two before.
Yeah.
And Damien had sent me and Alexa one page after he offered us the part. He had sent us one page that was just the death scene. And he kind of gave us our way out. That was look, you don't want to do this. I get it, but the part's yours if you want it, And so, massive respect. That was such a cool move because I got to read on it. I got to simmer on it, but I knew that it wasn't going to be handled with any disrespect, and people were going to love it. It was going to be awesome. I was like, yes. I was like,
so you're like the chainsaw's going to go where?
I will say it was a little shocking, but I knew like in the vein of why these movies are great. It was like, that's just the prime example. And I was just like, let's do it. I was like, let's go for it. But man, I mean, it was crazy. My first week of filming was just all of the principal dialogue scenes.
Yeah.
And then my second week of filming was just dying. So it was kind of funny. It was kind of funny coming on to set, and it was like, wow, this is really average stuff for Terrifier. And
this is boring.
Yeah, and then the next week I'm like, oh, okay.
Here's the show.
Man, I just got sent some BTS from our amazing photographer on set, but I can't share it yet. But I'm so excited.
Let us get it.
I know, but so many memories were flooding back. I mean, like it was just insane, man. It was 3 days, 3 whole days in that shower, man. And I mean, seriously, I'm so thankful to our intimacy coordinator, to Damien and Jamie Root and our AD and even Alexa. We I just felt like it was a camaraderie that was just like, we're going to do this as safe as possible. We're going to do this as comfortable as possible.
Absolutely. And
we're going to bring our A game. And so, honestly, much of my Terrifier experience, I'm just like, Alexa was like my buddy. Like we had a buddy system going on the entire time. Like, I feel like anytime I was nervous, I was like, wait, we're in this together. We're doing this. You know what I mean? And
that's my best friend.
It's not me. No,
it's just like
us. Although we will not shower together.
Well, let's not rule anything out. I told you never say no to things. We could shower together.
Hey, man, come on. No,
your chemistry between you and Alexa was unbelievable. Again, like, but it's weird. You guys were also polar opposites, like the characters, right? Alexa was cold, right? And she wanted her podcast. She wanted to talk to Lauren Rivera's character, right? Sienna, the entire time. She wanted to talk to Jonathan and get her on the show. And you were like, hey, maybe we should just kind of chill out. Like, you were like, you guys were polar opposites, but you worked so beautifully together.
Wow.
And when she was like trying to, I guess, I don't want to say con you, but maybe, I guess maybe con
manipulate
you. Manipulate you when she's sitting on your lap and everything and trying to coerce you. And then Art the Clown's on the other side of the room and say, wait, are we going to have but even like how you were able to turn that on, right? As soon as she gets on you and you're talking, I'm like, okay, now she's trying to coerce him into doing something, manipulate him, and it was working. And dude, fucking fantastic. Like, so good.
Oh, that's great, man. It was pretty cool. Alexa and I got booked and I found out it was her. And then it turned out we were in Atlanta at the same time doing. I forget what we were doing out there. I was visiting some friends who were out filming something, and and so then we got coffee, and we were just kind of like, I can't believe we're going to do this. We're
That's
going to
so
do this.
wild.
This is going to be crazy. And we just got really excited, but we got to just know each other like pretty early in the process. And so I think that helped a lot with just being comfortable with each other. And just I felt like we were friends by the time that we had gotten to go film.
That's awesome.
You know, and so that helped so much. But yeah, no, I love that for the screen time that the two characters have, I love that you actually get to see like where Cole can be a little manipulated by her, or you know, he listens to her, but here's maybe why, or you know, it's all
take her too seriously sometimes.
Yeah. And I don't know, man. I just it was so fun to explore that, but I loved shooting that dorm scene because I loved the way they bicker, but you can see I don't know. We found a way to talk to each other in that I feel like, oh, that sounds like a real couple. Like, it sounds like they don't, like, why are you together? And then they end up getting on top of each other. It's like, it's hilarious. It's really funny. But Alexa is awesome.
Yeah, she's incredible. I love that.
Yeah.
One of the questions I definitely had that kind of like, I'm so curious about it, right? So you're done shooting, right? Shooting takes place earlier this year, correct? Like, was it did it end in? It was like April, I think I read. Okay, and then
I shot in January and then March.
Oh,
okay.
So I came in and then took a break and then came back.
Gotcha. Okay, so a lot of waiting for you too, which I think I get. And then there were some extra scenes that were shot in June as well that I saw. But after you're done shooting, right, and you know that shooting has wrapped up and now it gets to editing. You get a release date, you know the movie's coming out. Yes. But it's coming out like in like October, right? In Halloween season, and you are, and just as well as us, we watched Art the Clown not only become like a horror icon, but like a pop culture icon. How giddy were you getting when you saw he was just everywhere, and then that you were in this movie before it was released?
Oh man, I like extremely surreal. I mean, thinking about all of this is really like hard to like nail down because I you know, I mean, every actor, filmmaker, artist in any sense would hope to see or be a part of something that's like getting the traction that this got. And so I mean, the second I met everybody on set, I cringed at any ounce of doubt that I ever had prior to joining the project. I was like, what was I thinking? This is everything I want. I love these people. I love this project. And you know, you gotta consider these things as when you're an artist of like, what do you want to be a part of? But, and there wasn't a lot of doubt. Let me tell you, I was very excited to be a part of it. But when I was there, man, I just knew this was a dream movie for me. It was a horror movie that is capital H on the horror. It is capital M on the movie, man. I mean,
you went for it.
Excited to go see this, and dude, I think I was under the impression that I was like, this fan base is huge and people love this, but it's in its niche, it's in its pocket, and I couldn't believe the mainstream article press that it was getting, and I was like, no way. I was like, are you kidding? Are you sure about that? Are they talking about the same movie here? You know,
dude, congratulations on that.
On everything.
It recently hit. It was the highest grossing non-rated horror film of all time.
Yeah,
I know he knows that. I'm trying to let them know that.
Yes.
Wait, I have a question though. What did we beat out? What was the movie before? I couldn't find it online.
We have our manager kind of looking it up right now, but that's
Joker.
I'm curious because I'm like, what unrated?
You're like, how many unrated horror movies are out there?
No, it beat the Joker.
I'm trying to think. I'm sure. I want to say like, I have no idea what it might be.
So we found out this answer after the recording, and I also stand corrected. It is not the highest grossing unrated horror movie of all time. It is the highest grossing unrated movie of all time, beating out a movie called Renaissance, which is by Beyonce. So I guess you could say, after all that, Art the Clown is more famous than Beyonce. Enjoy the rest of the show.
but I mean, like, what a privilege, you know what I mean? Like, I feel so honored to be a part of this series and that Damien and his team let me come in. And like, I mean, I'm just shook by it, you know, but it was so bizarre going to Spirit Halloween and seeing Art the Clown. I'm just like, this is actually everywhere. And I became a Fast fan myself after I went and binged like from the Ninth Circle to like Terrifier 2. And I just like, I fell in love with those movies, man. I fell in love with like the comedy of it and also the horror of it and the craftsmanship of it. And so I'm just so honored to be a part of it. But I'm so proud of them because like it really is such an inspiring like story watching where Damien started this thing and where it is now.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited to see what they do next. And like, but yeah, it was mind boggling to.
Yeah. Oh, I can imagine.
At least,
I can imagine for sure
that it did as well as it did.
Just your footprint so far, especially just being like where you're at now, like with Stranger Things and this, like what's next? Like do you have anything like you're wanting to do or anything on the books?
I'm auditioning a lot, you know, you never know what could just happen all of a sudden. And there's a couple of things that I would really like to be a part of, but we'll see what happens. I'm kind of in a season right now where there's a few things coming up that I'm very excited for, but there's a lot of things just coming out right now. So I kind of had a busy last year and then this year of some projects. And so funny enough, they're kind of like this winter quarter into next year. They're all kind of slowly coming out. And so I'm very excited to like just keep sharing these things as they keep coming out. And, you know, there's some fun ones for sure. So that's exciting, but man, I'm just such a huge 80s, 90s head. Like we mentioned Scream.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And man, I mean, if I could just keep playing in that realm, I have such a blast. Like I didn't even expect Terrifier 3 to be of that essence. You know what I mean? I was on set and I was talking to Damien more about it. And then that was such a gift to be a part of that. But I love that stuff for sure, man. I mean, I do love horror. So it's like, I'd be so inclined to see what other stuff is out there that somebody would want me to be a part of. But I mean, I'm also like, I want to do some dramas. I want to do I'm ready to go wherever I can get my hands on it, you know. But
you would kill in Fear Street. Just seeing like the type of person that your looks and the way your aura, you know what I mean, your vibes, like you would rock in that type of world, like that Steven Spielberg 80s.
Yeah,
absolutely. You know what I mean?
I love to hear that. No, I would jump on that immediately. Yeah. It's so fast.
Maybe even like a 90s horror movie, a remake of The Faculty.
Oh,
maybe Zeke,
bro. My God, if they ever did that, that would be.
Imagine?
Oh my God, are they going to do that? I want.
Maybe whoever's listening.
That movie is perfect, but if they did a weird like, I don't know why do I see that as like a TV? They could draw that out.
Mm-hmm.
You know? They could draw out The Faculty like into a miniseries or a show. Gosh,
what a masterpiece!
Have you ever thought about like being a character in Scream? Like you could be a great.
Dude. My dream. I think I texted my manager after the was it 6 came out, and I was like,
it was 6. Yeah,
I was like, anything I can do for 7, anything. And unfortunately, we didn't get anything. But you know, I will be seeing it, and I can't wait to see it. That was also no shade to my manager. I don't think like above me. She was like, "What the? I couldn't about that," you know. No, but she's incredible. I mean, she brought Terrifier to the table, which is awesome. Her and my management team. But no, dude. Oh my God, if I could be anything in the Scream movies, man. What a joy that would be. Also, the fact that Kevin Williamson is directing this last
dude,
bro.
That's why I wanted to get your opinion on that, right? Because I loved every single one of them. I wasn't a huge fan of 4, but I loved all of them. Right, coming out. Get off of me. But I did love the new stories with Melissa Barrera, right, and Jenna Ortega. So when they dropped out, I was like, where is this going? And then when I found out Kevin Williamson was directing, right, and then they have the original writers from 5 and 6 What were you feeling? Because I see a lot of people who are so upset about it, but I'm like, I'm excited. And Nev Campbell's coming back?
Dude, I I kind of have some hot takes on the new ones, man.
Yeah?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Well, the first one is one of my favorite movies ever made. Like, I just think it is immaculate. It's just great. It's perfect. I love it. It's actually scary on its own, but it says so many cool things, and the casting is perfect. And there's so much I pick up and learn from it on rewatches, and the atmosphere is just amazing. And from there, Scream 2 actually lived up to the hype for me because, you know, I'm watching these all on Max on HBO, you know, because I didn't see them in theaters, but I actually loved Scream 2. I was like, that was great.
I know where this is going. I love it.
It's a worthy follow-up. And then I saw the third one, and I was a little bit like, it was just silly. It felt closer to Scary Movie.
You're right.
Than a Scream movie. And so I've learned to love it for what it is. It's very fun. And
but when I saw Jay and Silent Bob show up in that one, I'm like, what the fuck are we doing?
You're so right. I forgot about that. It started laughing at itself, and I was like, no. Doing that. Dude, I love Scream 4. I feel like Scream 4 is Scream 4. Scream had garnered this like look for the first three. Yeah. They really look the same in my opinion. They I can tell which one's which, but like they look the same. Yeah. And I feel like Scream 4 was the first time that we got like the 2000s had this weird pocket that horror looked very unique. Yeah. In my opinion. Yeah. Kind of grimy. It's kind of dingy. Yep. And it's got this really like, I mean, the 2000s are hard to mistake because they have such a look to them. And I feel like I love the high contrast, very studio like look that Scream 4 has. And I feel like it's the reddest the blood has ever looked, and it's violent. Yeah. I feel like it's actually maybe the most violent Scream movie. And I love it for that, dude. I felt like it was the darkest they could take it coming off of Scream 3, and I love that. Yeah. So I'm like a huge Scream 4 supporter.
That's funny. That's like my biggest gripe though, is the cinematography and how it looks. I'm like, it looks like a Lifetime movie. I hated it. I hated it.
It does ride that weird line. Yeah. I will say it does. It does. But
don't give in to him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. You're the expert. We listen to you. We're just some podcaster over here.
Oh God, no. It does ride that weird line. A lot of people don't like that kind of 2000s grimy horror. Like, Freddy versus Jason is kind of in that alley.
I love that though.
The Nightmare on Elm Street remake they made. Yeah. I actually kind of like the look of these movies. I don't hate it because we don't get them anymore.
It's true. That's very true. It's very unique.
It's very unique. And like when you look back on it, it's kind of like even the Crazies a little bit kind of has that pocket of movies. That pocket of movies looks different on a level that's like, I want that again. Give me that, please. I'll take it. You know. I love the Crazies. Sorry to side note, but I love
the Crazies. Dude, that
was
amazing. What's the actor's name?
Timothy Olyphant.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, he played the killer in Scream 2. Yeah.
That's Timothy Olyphant, dude. I want to meet him so bad. I love that guy.
He's so cool.
Oh my, guy, I don't love Scream 5, and like,
ooh, okay.
I would have jumped. Of course, like it's hard to be critical and be like, oh yeah, I don't like that movie. I guess, right? Oh my God, you know what I mean? But I just like, as a fan of the series, it just does some things that I was like, but I was really surprised by Scream 6, and that was a really long Scream tangent I just went on there.
No, dude, love this.
No, you're I love Scream, and that dude. I'm not even kidding. I could talk. Like, I'm sure we could talk to you. Sorry, all right, you're right. We could talk to you, man. Get off of me. all day about horror, and man, we hope that we could get you on again in the future.
Sure,
Love
man.
horror, and dude, you're talking right up our alleys. From The Thing, The Crazies. What was the other movie that you had me watch? I didn't like it. The Lost Boys. I wasn't crazy about.
I love The Lost Boys.
I know. I wasn't crazy about it.
Dude, that saxophone player is still it comes in my mind every other month.
Dude, you wait. I still got like 10 minutes that I can hang for.
Yeah, let's do it.
I met Tim Capello, and he's so cool. He's
No way.
This guy, just total rock star. And
How'd you meet him?
Yeah, how did you end up meeting him?
After Terrifier came out, I'm of course like met some fantastic people in that movie, and they hooked me up with their convention agent. So I was at a convention, and Tim was there.
Nice.
And that was a treat. I mean, what a weird thing. I'm just a horror movie fan like you guys are, and so at these horror cons, the green room, you're just sitting and hanging out with horror actors that you like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, now this is weird. So a lot of the Thing cast was there, so I got to talk to them a little bit.
Yeah.
Tim was there, and he's amazing. Oh my gosh, I had the cringiest nerd out moment with Shawnee Smith who plays Amanda in the Saw movies.
Oh,
I got to meet her. Oh my god,
nuts!
And Dina Meyer was there, and I loved her.
Dude, that's awesome.
She plays Diz on Starship Troopers, which I love.
Bro, okay, wait, Dizzy?
Yeah,
yeah,
I know. Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Which
Holy
convention,
shit.
so we could go to these conventions.
I know. But it was mind blowing.
Security.
Nice. Yeah. Dude, that's awesome. I have another question, right? So a movie that him and I love equally. Did you like Return of the Living Dead?
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
That's good.
hang up. No,
that's
it
good.
is good. It is good.
We can share something with them. Like he's sharing all this with us. Like, hey,
That's true.
here's
Yeah.
your movie.
If you ever have the chance, I loved it. He loved it. I'm so curious as to what your feelings are for it. It was in the 80s, right? It came out in the 80s or 70s?
80s.
80s, yeah.
Jesus.
Wait a minute. Which one is this the? Wait a minute. Is this the like science lab?
It has the barrel of toxin.
Yeah, the barrel of toxin. The weird looking tar looking zombie named Tarman. He says brains.
Brain.
Oh, dude, I haven't seen this one. No. Gosh, which of the Dead movies is in a lab? Do you remember that?
Who was it that had the really smart zombie that they lock up? I think.
Yes, that's it. That's
Day
it.
of the Dead?
Maybe it was Day of the Dead. His name was Bob the zombie.
Yes.
Underneath, but
Yes.
Yeah, Day of the Dead.
Yeah, okay, that's the only one that I've actually seen. But it freaked me out when I was a kid, really bad.
Yeah, it was, oh man, insane.
But I'm gonna have to watch that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
and maybe come back and want to talk about it.
Yeah, that
Whenever
was
you
sick.
have fun.
That would be sick. Dude, that was so sick.
What other recommend? Let's keep talking movies for a minute. I'm really
Yes.
enjoying it. I'm trying to think.
Yes.
What
Sorry.
are you?
What other recommendations do you have?
Let me think. Return of the Living Dead. What else we got? What did we
There was
review?
the one that you wanted me to watch. It was The Demon. What was it?
Oh, Night of the Demons.
Night of the Demons. Yeah.
Well, that's a
I met the super amazing nice woman at the convention as well that plays Night of the Demons lady. I haven't seen him yet, but
Yeah,
I had
that's
the
cool.
loveliest conversation with her, and she's incredible. But
I
those
love
are good. I haven't
Yeah.
seen those yet. Okay,
Have you seen Tales from the Crypt episodes?
like one or two.
Okay.
One.
There's a
Not much.
Santa Claus one that Damien Leone said that he pulled inspiration from to have this Santa art. It's called what was it? Along in the House. What was it?
all through the house.
All Through the House. Tales from the
What?
Crypt episode. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Wait,
Yeah.
that is so cool. All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna look into that.
Dude, Monster Squad. That's something. Have you ever seen Monster Squad?
I saw it so long ago.
Yep.
But when I was a kid, it was like the closest thing I could get to like kind of Goonies meets the Lost Boys.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Exactly
I was
what it
like, and that's what I wanted. And
Yep.
so I've been wanting to rewatch it because it was like when I finished the Lost Boys, I was really upset that like there wasn't a lot that felt just like that, you know, like because even the sequels don't feel like that.
No.
So then I found Monster Squad, and it was perfect.
Love
For me. And then Fright Night, the '80s Fright Night,
Yes.
was another Lost Boys for me. That was like, oh, this is in the same pocket. We're like in the same realm here. So I love it.
If we keep so let's do no, I'm gonna do one more 2000s movie. What did you think of Cabin Fever?
Pancakes! Is that
That's another remake. He could.
Yeah, that'd be another remake. Yeah, oh man, that'd be wild.
Bro, I that's another one I've seen bits and pieces. And I don't think I've seen it completely all the way through, but I'm a huge Eli Roth fan because he actually freaks me out in his movies. Like and I Hostel was crazy for me.
Yeah.
That
crazy.
one's fucked up. Yeah.
I know. But I need to give Cabin Fever a rewatch. But dude, I don't know, like the 2000s, man, like there's something about it's that we're moving into digital, but we're still shooting on film, and we still have the lighting technique that we had in the 90s.
Halloween
so
H2O.
It's this weird kind of like transition into the 2010s.
Yep. That's
just way more digital, way more like, you know, just moving away from that. And even our lighting, I feel like just got very different. And the clothing and the haircuts, it's a weird vibe, you know, like
it was trying to find themselves. I think every movie was like doing their best to try to find themselves, but they were all still in the same, like you said, pocket. It was still fantastic.
Very interesting. I look back at that, and if I find something there that's interesting, then I'm inclined to check it out, because I'm like, what an odd time for horror movies.
Absolutely.
Specifically. I love it.
Did you ever watch It Follows?
Yes.
Love it.
Love it.
Me too. He does not. No, he's never seen it.
I've never seen it, and it does. So all he does is talk about the sex demon, and I'm like, cool, but it's just not like the first thing on my list.
Wait, the what scene? The sex scene in it?
That's what I call it, you know, because the thing that it passes from one partner to the next.
Sorry, I just kind of threw the sex demon at you.
Sorry.
I was like, what sex scenes in that movie? But I did just remember one that's really frightening. But that movie, that was like a happy accident for me, because I went into it really, I think a lot of people did, expecting something very different, but I loved it. Like
I loved it too.
I had a lot of friends that were like, what the hell was that? Like, that wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Yeah. And then I walked out and I was like, whatever that was, I loved it.
I wanted more.
Yeah. And I will say it has only gotten more frightening to me, because like, there's so many great analysis videos about like the specificity of things in that movie. I really took for granted, because it really is saying something really weird. Like, and horrifying. Like, it really suits what the movie is, and it deserves rewatches, you know, like you really. Oh wait, okay, so you understand the concept, right?
Yeah, sex demons.
Okay. There is a scene in that movie that I think, I'm getting chills thinking about it. It's my favorite. That movie has such great visual, like it asks its actors to really like walk with us into this concept, because the movie doesn't just flat out tell you until it does. You know what I mean? So for a portion of it, you're kind of just following these actors like, okay, what is this? Where are we going? There's a scene where he's on a date with the girl.
Movie theater.
And they're playing this game where I can't remember exactly what it is, but they're playing this game where
Chills.
Yes,
dude.
And they're sitting down waiting for the movie to start. You know, the lights are up, and they're playing this game where it's kind of like I Spy, and they're kind of like picking out people in the crowd. And then he goes like, the guy is like, lady in the red jacket. She goes, like, she's looking around. She's like, I can't see it. And he's like, really? He's like, right there, like lady in the red jacket. And you still have no idea what this means for the movie. But all of a sudden, it's a moment where he realizes, oh shit, I'm seeing it.
His face went like.
Yes, dude. And the performances in that movie are so good, because you just see the blood flush out of his face. Like, it's just, and that's when he's like, what do you say we just get out of here? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll stay for the movie, you know? And Oh, I just love the breadcrumbs that movie drops along the way. God, you gotta watch
one more? What about American Werewolf in London?
Love it.
Yes.
Dude, there's that movie's crazy because that animatronic is so frightening, but even that one scene where that dude is running from it in the subway, and you barely see that werewolf.
Yes.
It's so scary. The noise is so scary. But also that movie's like really funny. I didn't expect it to be like
so
silly.
fun. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Wait, that movie has that. I almost wish we got a little bit more of it, but that entire beginning sequence where they're hitchhiking and going through that town, backpacking, everything about the atmosphere, the vibe there is just perfect. And you really feel pretty freaked out that something's wrong is going to happen. Even how the town folk are acting, it's just
Dude, I saw it for the first time a couple months ago, and it was for an episode that we covered. And that scene, probably one of my favorite, maybe like my top 3 scenes in the entire movie, of them just backpacking together and talking together, because there is an essence there. You're unsettled the entire time that you're watching it. You know something's out there, and the first time you hear that roar, that growl, game over.
Yeah.
It is chilling. Gosh, no, I'm a big fan of that movie. I mean, the effects on that are insane. I think that was another thing that I underestimated. I mean, Terrifier was like my practical effects like dream movie. Like I didn't think, and I've been such a fan of like the 80s and 90s, 70s of all these great practical effects in movies. And then I really clicked afterwards that I was like, I got to, like, what a gift that I got to be in, like, probably the closest thing that I could of that essence, that time. And I was like, oh, praise God.
Dude, your scene will go down in history as one of, if not currently, the most wild, gut-wrenching, like shocking scenes. Not even in just Terrifier, but in horror movie history. That's what a gift. That's awesome,
man. I mean, I'm so honored, and I'm just so glad people love it, and I love it. And I can't wait to get it on Steelbook. And I'm kidding. I really am. I'm gonna pre-order that soon. And but man, I'm just so thankful. I love horror movies, man.
Dude,
so
I said earlier I could talk to you about horror for hours. We are so happy for you.
We're thankful.
So thankful. Yeah, so proud of your output in this movie and everything that you've had before, and then everything you're going to be putting in the future. Man, what a gift, and thanks, we're so thankful to be able to talk to you. This
has been great. And I mean, like, I got you guys on Instagram, so like you just let me know next time you want to, like, if something came out and we just want to talk a movie, bro. Like, let's, like, or even something you just saw. I don't know. Like,
just shoot shit, man. Yeah.
Please mean that when you say it, because I will bug him every day.
He will.
Because you're awesome to talk to right now.
Just let me know. And like, if we'll schedule something out, and I'll pop in and we'll talk movies here and there, dude. I love this stuff so much.
That. Do you want to plug anything, like your social media or what you got coming out in the future?
Let me think. Find me on Instagram. It's just Mason Mecartea.
Yep.
It's spelled me, and then you drive a car and you drink tea. And I will keep you posted with what's going on and what's coming out, and there's some fun stuff coming up. So that's great. And then also, like, my YouTube, if you want to just see what I'm producing or working behind the camera. Like, I really love that stuff. It's just Mason Mecartea as well. But my production page is called The Day Films Co.
Yeah.
And it's in the bio for my Instagram. But like, that's where I drop a lot of project stuff there, just to kind of keep people updated. So
I love that, man. We'll be putting all the links in our description in the video. We'll be pushing a bunch of stuff out for you this week, and obviously in future dates as well on our Instagram. Again, man, thank you so much for being on the show. We love it. We love you.
Yes, I love you. I love you more than I love him, and that's saying a lot right now. You wait and see. I don't need him anymore.
I'm end the recording now.
Wait.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll give him the floor.
I want to see you again. And I stand by it. I can't wait to talk everything 80s. I got a lot more questions.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to keep talking about movies. That's all.